Hello and welcome to my final Dominion League match of the current season, season 45. I'm playing against Chesstick, and the situation, standings-wise, bring up here is this. So I am in striking distance of both first and second. There's games yet to be played by those other players. And it turns out that 2 promote from D, which I'd completely forgotten about. So that's something to keep in mind. All right, so we have not much in the way of draw in this kingdom. Just apothecary. And we don't really have a lot that we can do village-wise either. Pretty much just throne room stuff. I think it would be nice to get a trading post, even though it's kind of slow to get one after the opening. Given the lack of draw, I think I'm going to go mill silver. I don't think I really care too much about apothecary. If I do, I could always get potion off of sculptor at some point. Well, this is not where I want to see my mill. Guess I might as well take another silver here. I do probably want a sculptor. Whatever. I think being able to sculpt potion would be nice. Yeah, I'll get a sculptor. Okay, bottom deck the trading post. Let's grab another silver. I think I'm probably just going to take another sculptor here. And I'm probably sculpting potion here and buying apothecary, but I guess we'll see. I mean, I could hit like 5 or 6, but I would rather apothecary. Ripped, huh? Not super excited about that. Could take... I guess I could take farmland and trash estate into mill. Or throne room. Getting farmland isn't that great. Maybe I just buy Throne Rumor Mill. Do I want a Merchant Guild? Merchant Guild does not look that exciting. 40A is pretty reasonable, I guess. Well, there's only like a dual type. Ugh. This is all just very underwhelming. It will go. Having the farmland in the deck is actually negative points, and if we never get like a second farmland, if we just keep buying farmlands to turn farmland into province, and that doesn't ever stop being the case, that really doesn't look that good. I think I'm just going to take a second mill, and then we can maybe think about Throne Room. Yeah, the double crypt, I don't know, seems pretty ambitious to me. I guess if you didn't take Trading Post and you were playing a bunch of Apothecaries, you draw all the coppers in your hand and then you play Crypt. That's not so bad. But as it stands, just seems like getting the hand size to set aside a bunch of treasures is going to be more difficult. Farmland the Potion. Interesting. That order doesn't matter. We could just buy province here. Alternatively, order could matter if I want to take a mill. If I take mill, and then I only hit 7, right? Yeah. All right. So maybe it is better to just take silver and buy province. Hmm. I don't know what this card is. It might be another sculptor, actually. In which case we could hit province again. Wow, okay, that's actually pretty good with the crypts. Guess we're just buying province again. Here we don't hit province unless we sculpt mill and draw into something better. Like, I don't know what that would even be. So that's annoying. Duchy's pretty bad too. And we could sculpt potion and essentially get 3 points off of it, but then we have a potion in our deck, although we may not ever shuffle again. But the crypt's still active. I feel like my opponent is going to be hitting province every turn. I don't know how likely it was that they were going to line the crypts up that well, but that might be game winning. I could definitely see that in game winning. I guess if we sculpt mill and discard trading post, and if we draw a silver, no, that's not good enough. Oh, weird. Oh. Okay. Well. Eight coppers in the trash. So there's like... I think sculpting mill has got to be the way to go here. That is not my last estate. So I think I just take duchy here. Or actually, I have kept... I don't think it matters. I was thinking maybe I should have kept the trading post and trashed 2 coppers into a silver, but it's gonna matter. My opponent somehow doesn't hit province this turn. I might have a chance. Especially if I can afford to sculpt a potion. But I probably can't. And they probably will. Well, I mean, I guess they could miss province next turn too, but... I mean, that's more likely. At least. But no. Top deck 3 silvers. Alright, well... That is not enough. Oh, wait, yes it is. Okay, so yeah, we're sculpting potion. Playing duchy. So if my opponent misses province here, which they probably will not. Yeah, those crypts really did the job there. Yeah, I feel like that was pretty much optimal for like how well crypt could do on that board. I'm not convinced that the apothecaries was ever a good idea. All right, so peasant stuff, recruiter. We're definitely going to get a peasant. We could go Exorcist and just start trashing. That's going to make it hard for us to hit Recruiter. Maybe that's okay. Alternatively, we go Silver. We still might not hit Recruiter, of course, and that would be sad. We don't necessarily need a lot of villagers, right? Because of hostelry, and there's not a whole lot of terminals on this board. So I think I'm gonna go Exorcist. All right. So hopefully next turn we see our peasant. We're guaranteed to be able to buy another peasant either way. So we don't need to do that now. So the question is, do we want just like an empty hostelry? Do we want a second Exorcist? Or do we just want a silver? I guess I'll take a silver. Okay. Now we're gonna get another peasant. Well, 2 estates. I sure hope. All right, let's get the recruiter now. And this will be hostelry, I think. Peasant misses the shuffle, not a huge deal. We're going to want to get a market pretty soon, because we're going to want to be discipling markets, probably. I can imagine a world where we actually get teacher here because of relative lack of draw, but plus card on market or something. I don't see any reason not to play this horse. Okay, so we can get another horse, or we can get a market. I think I want to get the market at this point. Oh, I did kind of forget to get another peasant. Well, we'll probably hit. This is interesting. I guess I'll just discard copper. I was thinking about maybe I just buy peasant here, but yeah. That guarantees recruiter miss the shuffle rather than just making it possible. Okay, well, we don't want fugitive to miss the shuffle. So Disciple missing the shuffle would be pretty unfortunate. But we are going to be able to draw 3 to 4 cards between these two. It's not that bad. And we get to trash. Maybe that's better. No, I don't think so. I think I'm just going to take another peasant here. Okay. Keep buying more peasants, I guess. Well, discipling soldier is not really what I wanted to do. I mean, I guess it does mean I get to get a pretty big hostelry, so that's not so bad. I think it's the teacher thing. I'm not going to have a disciple in my deck if I exchange. For teacher, I mean. I do think that the plus card could be pretty relevant here. I think there's time for it. So I'm going to go for the teacher. I haven't been going for teacher very much lately. It frequently feels wrong to me to do it, but I think in this case it's going to make sense. We might end up putting like plus card on hostelry or something instead of market, since we have one market and more than one hostelry. I think my opponent has 3 and I have 2. Oh, stop it. Context and market. All right, I guess we're just triggering this shuffle most likely. We could trash the Exorcist at this point. I think that's pretty reasonable, actually. And then start trashing coppers. But like coppers are more useful than Exorcist at this stage. I've gotten all my estates out of my deck already. I guess I only get 1 horse off this hostelry by, huh? That's annoying. The alternative is to take another peasant. It just doesn't seem worth it anyway, so... Really, we could have just found some of our horses there. That would have been nice. My opponent got an Exorcist, but has gotten 0 wisps. I guess there's a world where you, like, exercise horses into imps or something, but whatever. My opponent's going to have 3 disciples unless they exchange, which is a lot. I must admit. The market, does that make sense? Well, they are doing exercising horse into imp. Huh. Okay. They are going to go for teacher. There's a lot of coppers to make Miss the Shuffle, but then also the Disciple. Or will be the Disciple. I think it's worth it. Especially if that happens. I think I probably do want another peasant. Go to peasant hostelry here and still take 3 horses. Yeah, do all that stuff. Alright, so now we put plus card on hostelry. And we have plenty of draw. We're going to want to get a bank. And maybe we're just not using this recruiter too much. I don't know. Maybe I'll even get an exorcist back or something. This is weird. Like, I have not leveraged this recruiter too much. I mean, it's possible that I should still be trying to thin coppers, but if, like, bank is the payload here, copper trashing certainly doesn't look as important. Okay, hostelries are gone. Makes animal fare look a good bit better. So that's something to keep in mind as well. I've got the only fugitive. We've each got a soldier. We'll see whether chesstick exchanges soldier for fugitive, trying to get the last disciple. Because this fugitive is going to become a disciple. Nope. Okay. I want to disciple the market, if at all possible. That's what I'm aiming for here. Okay. All right, so the question is, do I want to turn this recruiter into an animal fair and just be like, yep, I've got 7 coppers, that's the situation? Or do I want to start thinning copper? One is then 3 coppers. So I've got 1, 2, 3. I've only got 4 hostelries. I do have 3 wisps. I still have a horse. Money-wise, we'd have 7 and 8 if we keep all of the copper. So we can buy the bank, buy another market. We can't rebuy Exorcist and get a market. We could also consider getting some points, I suppose. We could just get Bank Province, even. Well, Bank Province Animal Fair. You also turn the horse into an animal fair and leave the recruiter around, which might make more sense. Like just that we can like start thinning coppers like once we have the bank and we're generating more money. All right, I think I like that. Bank. I mean, do we need the province right now? I think it's probably a good idea. All right, so obviously we keep that. We want to go, so my opponent has a fugitive they can exchange. So exchanging into fugitive doesn't really make sense. Having a second soldier seems fine. We've got buys from market, so I think I'd prefer 2 soldiers to soldier peasant. So I guess we'll do that. And I want to, you want default key. My opponent is going to have a little bit more draw than I do because they have 6 hostelries, but I think I've got enough to where it doesn't really matter too much. And I'm going to get to put my teacher back down and call it again first for like, you know, money on markets or something. Like I'm getting to the payload first, and even though my opponent has more deck control, I don't know how much it really matters because I have enough. I mean, there is the possibility that I dud, but hopefully not. They do have 1 soldier. Oh, did I miscount about the fugitive thing? Oh no, I had the fugitive. Oh, so I totally could have exchanged soldier into fugitive. Oh well. Having a second soldier is fine, I think. It's possible I should be discarding copper here because I can draw it later with wisp, but whatever. I don't think it'll matter. They don't have any peasants. Yeah, so they're gonna have okay, horse into animal fair. That'll do animal fairs. I guess that'll generate similar-ish money to a bank. I've got 1 animal fair, so I feel pretty alright about the situation. I guess I need to disciple this hostelry then. Uh-oh. Oh dear. So I didn't have as much draw as I thought. Alright, so we're gonna need to play around miles here. If I take 2 provinces, can my opponent take 4? I don't think so. I mean, they'll have the buys, but what did they play last turn? They had 4 coins from that. 2 animal fairs is 8 more coins. So that's 12. They've got 4 markets, I want to say. Yeah, I don't think there's any way they're quadding. If I take 2 provinces, I think that looks pretty reasonable. I mean, if I'm wrong about this, then I'm probably losing regardless. I guess the soldier had been a fugitive. That would have helped, huh? But as it is, I'm just going to keep it. Yeah, I wouldn't be surprised if my opponent can triple province. But if they do triple province, then I'm pretty likely to be able to win, so... I guess if they had double discipled animal fair, maybe they could have hit quad. Or maybe discipling it once, then being able to draw back around would be good enough. That's probably the most likely scenario. But discipling market, so it's fine. Probably. I'm not totally sure. I mean, they've got 8 coins coming in from animal fair, puts them at 14. Got 4 coins from treasures, puts them at 18. A couple peasants, puts them at 20. So, like, maybe gonna triple. Maybe not even. The problem for me is that I might, like, just whiff here, because I saw 3 of my 4 hostelries. I'm not guaranteed to find my disciple. I'm gonna be putting plus coin on market. But it's not great, because I've literally only got 2 of them in my deck. I guess it might be correct for me to lead on recruiter here, so that I can hope to disciple something else. Yeah, so they're not going to want a double province. Triple province, for me, seems plausible, but not likely. The bank isn't going to do them much good, so I wouldn't expect them to go for that. Animal fair, more animal fairs. Well, they played their peasants, so they don't have that to turn into animal fairs, which would have been what I was expecting. Yeah, I feel like the correct play here for my opponent might be like 2 animal fairs instead of playing the peasants, and you can still take double duchy. Maybe that's too much, or too many stop cards. I don't know. Maybe what I should do is lead on market here, because I do have another market. So in terms of like discipling market, like that's still a possibility. I can't disciple both markets, I guess, unless I like disciple a market, then redraw with the other disciple and all that, and that seems unlikely, but I probably need to disciple hostelry regardless, so I probably just lead on market. Hope that I find my disciple. Probably won't, but apparently, never mind. Maybe chesstick does have an action in hand that they could have trashed into that animal fair, but chose not to. Not really sure what's going on there. I guess they've got some horses left, because there's 4 horses on the pile, so that must be... Oh, well, one of them is in the trash, right? 4 of them are in the trash. Oh. Okay. Huh. Okay. Well, coin on market. Do that. Top deck to disciple. Okay, so we probably want to recruit here, and we'll just recruit copper. Ugh. 2 buys. That's pretty gross. That is pretty gross. So I can take double province here. If I do, then my opponent needs duchy, province, duchy, duchy to tie. Right? They need... I'll be up by 2 provinces and a duchy. They'll have a province, so 1 province and a duchy. So they need 3 duchies. Yeah, province, 3 duchies, and an estate, which is 15, 23, 25 coins. They definitely have 25 coins in their deck. I don't know how likely they are to hit that. If I don't take double province, what are the odds that I can win anyway? Probably not great. Probably not great. So I think I'm just going to do that. Probably should have exchanged again. I don't know. Oh man, that doesn't look great. Oh, they can put coin on market too, which is going to be more powerful for them. That's going to make it more likely they can hit it. But yeah, I think I didn't really decline opportunities to trash. I just had fewer of them, I think. My opponent got the recruiter faster than I did, so that's part of it. But I think, I mean, I also bottom decked recruiter. Oh, I'm like, why are you playing soldier? Oh, because of imp. That makes sense. Anyway, I bottom decked my recruiter after I got it and didn't play it because I didn't want to trigger the shuffle that was going to cause effectively my disciple to miss. So I do think that's probably ultimately the source of the problem here. Like why my deck didn't really quite come together. Apparently they did get the 3rd disciple at some point. All right, well, they're definitely going to have this. This doesn't matter. Damn it. All right. Well, my opponent wants to take a break in the middle for dinner, which is great. So I will pause the recording and be back after that. All right, it looks like we are back a little bit faster than I thought it was going to be. So I was player 1, now I'm player 2. Not that it would really matter too much since it's been 2 games, but... Okay, so... Scrap is our trashing. We've got... We can do like Villa Hunting Lodge stuff for draw. We can also use Wild Hunt. Also Storyteller. Definitely want to get a scrap. I guess it could be correct to get Cardinal. I mean, compared to Silver, it's probably just better. Oh, there's also Way of the Chameleon. Well, that makes Cardinal appealing for sure. It also means... I don't think Storyteller works with Chameleon. Is it... Storyteller doesn't say plus cards. It says draw a card per. But, like... Hunting Lodge, we can like discard our hand for +5 coins. Hooray. Well, I mean, in some cases that could be pretty good if we manage to otherwise empty our hands. But yeah, it seems like Cardinal is definitely the way to go because it can draw cards. So that's good to know. You can also have Scrap actually like draw and not just like what am I trying to say? I don't know. Words are hard, but you know, you can take card and coin and then, oh no, you can't do that because they both switch. Never mind. Okay, right. I guess that's a thing. Exiled as Cardinal. Excellent. Okay, so we probably want Wild Hunt more than we want Hunting Lodge. I mean, granted, well, Hunting Lodge with Villa, maybe Hunting Lodge is better. I mean, we could demand something, but I think I'm actually going to get the Hunting Lodge. We probably want to trigger this shuffle. We go... Well... We could go, like, coin horse, and then take another scrap. We get to skip this shuffle with bad cards. I mean, the other thing we could do is go coin hard, but then there's some chance that you draw eternally. Yeah, I'm just going to do that. My opponent does not seem to be having things go as well for them as I am having go for me. So here I think we can just take coin card and like hope that we draw something, then we buy Villa and play it. That's not really what I had in mind, but I guess we can still do this and this. Friendly Cardinal there. Okay. We do have a Hunting Lodge down there. Maybe we just want to leave that on top and go... Horse, coin... Sage. There's some value to Sage, I guess. Or we could just take a silver. I don't really want a third scrap. We already got my estates trashed, so that's good. I think I'm down for Sage. So Chameleon will still return the horse. What we can do is play horse for coins, then put all 3 of these coppers into play, buy Villa, and then play Villa, and then play Hunting Lodge for discard. Let's draw with this, I guess. Draw with this. You can scrap the Sage. Wouldn't mind that. What are we buying? Another Hunting Lodge would certainly make some sense. We could scrap Sage for like... hard... Silver Horse? Scrap. Hopper, take another Hunting Lodge. Both of my Hunting Lodges here isn't really what I was looking for, but I can still mostly empty my hand. We'll definitely exile the silver. It's easily returned. That's pretty annoying. Okay, so let's do that. That. My Villa. Do that. Do that. Discard and draw. Oh, that's not ideal. I want to draw with this, I think. Here we go. Alright, we just top decked a Hunting Lodge, which is pretty good. Kind of want to demand Cardinal. At some point I should probably get Wild Hunts. Yeah, there goes a Cardinal. So you can play like Villa Horse for money, then play Cardinal for money, and then do the Hunting Lodge thing. Unfortunately, we found our second Hunting Lodge again, but oh well. Yeah, now I've lost both of my scraps, so I'm going to need to do something about that. Despite the fact that my opponent has trashed more coppers than I have hit a lot more of their coppers than they have hit of mine. Demanding Villa is fun. They're not doing anything with it, though. Oh, no, I want to play this normally. Okay, we exile the Villa. That's not really harming my opponent. I could demand a Villa instead of buying a Villa, then I get a horse on my deck, which ends up generating 2 coins. Huh. I think I'm down for that, actually. Can do this. And this. This. Alright, so we want to demand Cardinal and buy scrap, probably. Okay, lost a Villa, that's not a big deal. I think the Cardinals have hit me harder, although that early... Okay, I don't mind losing a scrap. I didn't really want 3 scraps, I just wanted more than 0. So I've scrapped that scrap anyway. I mean, it's definitely possible that it'd be better off like leaving some coppers in the deck just because of the Cardinal stuff. I don't know. All right, we're gonna draw with you, with you, with you. I guess with you too. All right, there's a hunting lodge. So we can scrap, or we could just scrap. Well, buy Villa now and then play it and just discard the 2 scraps and kind of see where we end up. Yeah, let's do that. Do that. 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 Seems like an easy horse exile. If I can empty the villas here, I probably should. Dang it. We can scrap copper and still buy villa, and then we can... Or we could scrap. Or silver, horse, green. And now I'm thinking I do this. I end up with 10 coins. $11 coins. All right, so what do I have in my discard? I have a horse, a silver, a copper, 2 silvers. Wondering if I trigger with the villas. Probably not. Demand another... Well... Maybe we don't need another hunting lodge now. Because we can't do villa stuff. I mean, neither can my opponent, which was the point, but... Yeah, there goes a villa. No big surprise there. But I think my deck is like way better overall. I just got to translate that into a win. I think that's going to involve Wild Hunt. Silver's fine. Hunting Lodge is not so great, especially because I want to play that Hunting Lodge, but... My opponent's deck is pretty thin, which means I can hit it pretty hard with the Cardinal. Which Cardinal? Okay. Exiles a Cardinal. Exiles a Hunting Lodge. Excellent. Exiles a Villa. The only problem is I don't have more Cardinals to play. Alright, now we have a Hunting Lodge in hand. Play villas normally. This horse. That. I would kind of like to get my silver back, but not badly enough to hang on to the scrap and not trash a copper. All right. I want a Wild Hunt now, and probably another Cardinal. Could demand the Cardinal. Doesn't really do very much to demand it, because I don't really want it on top of my deck, but I guess I don't mind it on top of my deck. I have enough villas. And it's one more thing that my opponent's Cardinals can't hit. Okay, there goes another villa. Yeah, hitting my opponent's Hunting Lodge was very nice. The Cardinal. They just don't have very much stuff in their deck. I should be able to just take points off of Wild Hunt here and win based on that, I think. All right, so we're going to go regular villa play, regular cardinal play. Got the hunting lodge again. Horse like that. Discard. We can actually do that. Discard. Got a cardinal. Got nothing. So I don't have anything left to get. I apparently have a hunting lodge in exile. I'd forgotten about that. So we could scrap silver into like something that gives us a horse. Got 5 buys. Still a ways away from like outright winning this game. But we're kind of getting there. To coin, silver, horse. I guess maybe I don't want to discard that from exile. I mean, again, maybe I do. I can just play the villain normally and not trigger the shuffle. I have 15. I can go like demand a cardinal, grab another hunting lodge, a wild hunt. Or how many cardinals doesn't... Yeah, I should get both of the remaining cardinals. So I'm going to get a hunting lodge. Demand cardinal. I don't think I want to demand cardinal twice, though. Well, I mean, I guess it doesn't hurt. Just keep my opponent's deck suppressed. They only have maybe 2 cardinals now? Maybe 3. I think we get rid of the scrap at this point. Obviously, piles are very low. I mean, we can get the hunting lodge back, not the cardinal, but the hunting lodge is like just better. I think I'll get rid of a cardinal. So my opponent's going to province because they're afraid that I'm going to win on points, which makes sense. Hoppers. Okay, so they're probably... Should I play this horse? I guess I'll normally, yeah, so that I can do this. Although, still doesn't actually look great. Let's do that. Got a cardinal. Could draw 3 cards and keep these other 3 cards in my hand. I think I prefer to discard, though. I guess we'll keep this and just play this for... No, oops. Okay, I think we top decked a hunting lodge, so that's good. All right, so we can definitely take a province or two. If we want to win, we're going to need some points, so let's do that. Take another wild hunt. We can take another hunting lodge. Just grab 2 provinces, probably a good idea. And then what? Sage? Probably. Over getting 3 scraps back. Well, yeah, I think I prefer Sage right now. Goes another cardinal. Okay, so now we're tied. So if I can take points off Wild Hunt and empty scraps or hunting lodges or something. I guess we'll do this and see what we draw. Okay. We have 4 buys already. We almost had enough money last turn to empty hunting lodges. We did have enough money to empty scraps. On the other hand, probably no reason to risk it. Dang it! I keep doing this. I guess I don't actually want to do that yet. I want to do this first. I mean, we can just double province again, and like my opponent is definitely not capable of double provincing. Or can we end it on scraps? We can't actually end it on scraps, right? 1, 2, 5. There we go. Yeah, so I don't exactly know if there was anything that I did better there. I think my opponent just fell behind because of early draws, and that just snowballed. All right, what do we have going on here? Catapult. Well, we're going to want to get one of those. I think stockpile would be pretty important. Catapult is going to enable Menagerie, so the attack is not going to be like as bad as normal. I think I'm going to pick up a Menagerie here. We could consider getting a second catapult so that we can get rid of estates while we get rid of coppers, but I don't know. We're definitely going to want to get rid of the estates. Like, that's clear. I guess if my opponent doesn't buy catapult here, I will consider not taking. Okay. 3. Yeah, so they didn't. And like I might be better off just getting another stockpile here. I think so. The Menagerie isn't going to do a whole lot yet. Well, I didn't see my stockpile. That's unfortunate. One of the reasons to load up on stockpiles is so you can hit the early province for tournament. Followers isn't as critical here because of the catapult, I think. Like, you're already going to be getting hand-sized attacked, but still should be pretty good. Obviously, Princess and Trusty Steed are also good, so... So do I just take another stockpile here? I don't think I do. All right, here. Maybe I go stockpile Menagerie. I was thinking about grabbing the tournament, but... Well, I could also just go double Menagerie. Let's actually do that. Plan to get stockpile later. Oh, they already hit province. That's not good. And I can't afford tournament even. I could... Should I attack? Should I get rid of an estate? A bad draw. Not enthusiastic about taking a Ducat here either. Or Herbalist, for sure. I think I'm gonna get the stockpile back. Okay, so we can hit province here. I think that might have actually been a mistake to take those stockpiles back from my opponent, because they're like, if they want to pair tournament province, like, they made that less likely. Oh, turtling your tournament. That's yeah, I did not think about that. That's a really good idea. That is a really good idea. So they're definitely gonna get the first prize. Okay. Well, we can afford tournament here without needing to crash a state. So let's do that. Activated Menagerie. Might come to my rescue. Might just. I'm gonna empty the stockpiles. I don't know if I actually care that much. Oh my gosh. Okay, so now the question is, what prize are we taking? Like, I think followers is still going to be really good. I'm going to take it. All right, I don't really see a need to play this stockpile. I think I would rather take, like, Plaza or Workers' Village or something. Plaza will help with activating Menagerie. I'll take Plaza. Wow, you still... How do you not have... You bottom decked province? Ouch. Well, that's very lucky for me. I mean, I doubt that I'm going to get to any kind of a prize here before my opponent does, but I guess the possibility does exist. It would have helped if they'd played Catapult, actually. Then I could have activated my Menagerie. I think I want to catapult a state at this point and buy another menagerie. My opponent's going to pair Tournament Province regardless of whether I attack them or not. I don't know whether they'll take Princess or Steed. Not sure what I would do, to be honest. Got one stockpile in exile. They still have a lot of stockpiles. Well, that looks pretty weak. I don't know that I'm taking Princess with that hand. This is still my last stockpile, so do I want to spend it? Would be nice to get another village. But I don't know. I mean, I guess I could go. I could go. Nope, that doesn't work. Village Ducat. I could go Menagerie Ducat, but I can't go. Village Ducat. Well, not while trashing a copper, which is, I think, pretty imperative. I really do need another village, though. Maybe I'm okay taking a Ducat without trashing. Just as, like, it makes it more likely that my menageries activate. I think I'm going to take another Plaza because of trying to activate the menageries. Ducat. Okay, cool. Right here. So we're out of stockpiles. That's fine. We don't actually need to discard here. Probably don't want... Well, we probably do. I guess we play followers. Well, we're not going to find another Plaza, of course. Whatever. We could catapult... Oh, sorry, yeah, catapult estate at this point. We could also turtle the... menagerie. I'm gonna do that. I guess we probably want to play the tournament. I was thinking about turtling the tournament too, so we could... Alternatively, we got a 1 in 3 chance of drawing Province and being able to get Steed. Let's go for it. Dang. Alright, I'll turtle this then. And... do we want a workers' village, or do we want to just get another Plaza? I think Plaza is probably better. We could also get Plaza Menagerie, spend the coffers. Yeah, let's do that. Okay, we got the province in hand. Nice. You can take Steed. I guess we're going to play followers first and see if we need to play steed for actions. Catapult an estate to activate Menagerie. We can turtle the Menagerie. That looks good. And the steed, we do have plus buy here, so we could go. Maybe it's better to turtle the steed too. We could go coins, actions, but we don't need the actions right now, obviously. I think I'm gonna turtle this. I'm thinking about taking another catapult so I can get down to 0 estates. Let's go catapult Menagerie, maybe. Well, these Menageries are not going to activate unless we get catapulted, which we're not. Might as well play this first. Oh, we could turtle it, I guess. Yeah, whatever. We can just turtle another one later. So we're definitely going to take... I think we're going to take... actions. I think we are going to take cards here because we want to see if we can... Well... we're going to do... that. You can double turtle Menagerie. And then draw with this one. Dang it. Alright, there's triple turtling Menagerie seems silly. Should I just buy another province at this point? Piles are really low. Like estates, menageries. I think I am going to buy province. And then start looking at piling on estates and menageries. What do we got? 2 menageries set aside. So the first one's going to activate. Oh. Oh. All right. Look at this mega ridiculousness. All right, we're going to catapult state, activate menagerie again. Just how we do. I guess at this point we just play followers. We're not activating again, that's fine. We don't have the buys to empty here, but we can take menagerie and maybe like a village or something. Catapult an estate. I guess I could take... No. Diadem. Play this for cards, coins. Oh. Plaza down there, huh? I'd rather turtle a plaza, maybe. Right, so we have 2 buys. And we can just take province. Take double menagerie, though. That's pretty safe. And the next turn we can just win. There's no way my opponent's getting 11 points and emptying piles. Right. Or maybe what we do is we take another Ducat. Take menagerie, Ducat. No, actually, no, you know what? We take Menagerie Workers Village. That's the play. Ooh. That's not great. The good news is that even if my turn goes totally sideways, I should be able to province. Unless my opponent catapult attacks me, which is, I guess, possible. Yeah, okay. I mean, it's still possible that I go off if I draw a menagerie here, but it's certainly not a guarantee that I will do so. I have a lot of menageries in my deck, but I wish I had turtled menagerie instead of plaza. It does look like a mistake right now. Well, come on. I'm gonna attack. Opponent does not have so many menageries that I think it makes any sense not to. We could just take it. We could take a duchy here. It doesn't hurt our deck too much and provides a little insurance. I think I will. There's our menagerie. All right, that doesn't bother me any. Probably helps. Maybe discarding that is actually incorrect. I'm not sure. Okay. Because, like, I'm discarding it and then I have to redraw it, and I only have 1 copper in hand, and maybe I don't have any more coppers left before I shuffle, but whatever. Didn't matter. Okay, so we've evened it back up. If we can win the next couple games, should be a pretty good spot to promote. I can actually check on that real quick. If I end up with 16.5 wins, well, maybe not actually. It'd be pretty easy for Jerry to win 4 and Sir Lucasen to win half a game when the remaining 3. Okay, so Ambassador, huh? That makes the opening awkward. Because we like don't really want stuff to get in the way of the Ambassador. Like otherwise, I'm thinking like maybe like double delve or Jack or something. But it could just be Herald. Like, we're going to want heralds. It's not going to do anything up front, but it's also not going to get in the way of the ambassador. I mean, we could go double ambassador as well, but I guess with delve on the board, that actually looks better than it might otherwise. Especially, we could also delve border guard ambassador. Yeah, let's go with that. Makes it a lot more likely that we can find what we care about. Not worry about ambassador failing to see things. Okay, so this is a little unfortunate because I can't buy a border guard and I can't return 2 estates, but so it goes. We want sculptor here. We sure do have the opportunity to take one. I do think I like it. It's like, we don't really need to immediately gain villagers off of it to gain value out of it. We can just take 2 heralds here. And then maybe at some point we do take some villagers, but I don't know. Alright, we should be guaranteed of finding an estate here to pair with our ambassador. And we can buy a border guard. I would assume I'm going to be getting some estates here. Maybe not, since turn 5. Oh. Interesting. Take all the border guards. Okay. Five, huh? Maybe that's just another herald. I could imagine it being a scholar, but I don't think we're thin enough for that. Yeah, I think I'm just going to take another herald. Play herald here first here, or do I play... I think I play border guard first, because I might hit ambassador, and I don't want to have only 1 copper in hand for that. Okay, so we're going to be triggering anyway, unless we just play the border guard. Which we could do. I think. For to... Return 2 coppers or return 1 estate. I think I'm going to return 1 estate. I was hoping... No, wait. Maybe we should return 2 coppers. Yeah, right. Border guard. And now we can top deck, buy a herald and top deck a herald. Opponent is getting the better of me. What I was hoping to be able to do is like sculpt another ambassador. Turn around on that. My opponent is getting the better of the ambassador orb due to their border guard advantage. And the fact that they have the horn. I believe they're going to take a herald at this point. I guess they could go delve border guard. Oh, that's what they're doing. Okay. Flag. I'm surprised my opponent doesn't want a sculptor at this point. Well, I guess, okay, they really just want all the border guards. Ah. There we go. All right, let's get master. Unfortunately, I don't I can't buy border guard here. My opponent really wanted all the border guards. Do I buy a delve? That is the question. Like, it doesn't really help with the heralds, right? I think the answer is no. Ugh. There's a herald. Oh, this lag. On me. Hmm. Guess I take the ambassador. Oh, we get the horn. That helps. Oh god, this lag. Okay, that's a hand I can work with. Saw one herald, but there should be more heralds down here, so I'm gonna probably play this herald before. Although there's also an ambassador, so I guess I should lead on border guard and see if I see the other ambassador. Opponent could just province here. I don't know if that makes sense. I kind of think it probably doesn't, but okay, they are going to. Oh my god, this is so painful. Discarded a. I guess we're gonna take silver. We only have the one estate. I'd rather return 2 coppers, I think. I'm gonna take a monument. Although maybe it makes more sense to take a herald and then buy the monument. If I got down there. One more herald. I guess I want to leave on top of my deck. Now let's take the monument. Although the overpay, we could take a scholar too. Maybe that's what I should be doing right now, is taking Herald Scholar. Not the monument yet. Oh, hello. Okay. All right, let's take one more Herald for now, and then we'll take the monument this turn and hope maybe buy a scholar. Piles are low. Well, 2 piles are low, so that's. I mean, there's not really much plus buy to work with, so that's, you know, consideration. Ugh. I think I want the sculptor in hand. Take the herald. Fortunate. Pretty sure that was what was going to happen there. Okay, well, we get rid of both of the estates, so that's good. Get that out of the way. Grab the monument. And we're still short of being able to buy province, so I think I need to like try to build here, even though it feels dubious that I can catch up. I think I am going to take Scholar. I mean, I haven't needed it so far, but maybe I take another Sculptor. That could make sense. Yeah, let's take another Sculptor. I mean, my opponent has 1 Herald, so they're not increasing hand size very much. So it's not going to be trivial for them to keep hitting Province, but it's going to take a long time for Monuments to catch up. I probably... Their approach of just diving straight for Province probably makes more sense. I think I'm in their position. I still might have taken a Sculptor or maybe a Horde before taking the first Province, but yeah, well, they're not hitting Province this turn. I could take a Sculptor here. All right, we're definitely not leading on Herald, because if we hit Ambassador, that's no good. I mean, I guess we could sculpt Copper, but it's not really what I want to be doing. All right, there goes 1 Ambassador. Ugh. So just hope for the best here. No! No! Really? I don't know what to give them. Another Herald? Damn it, damn it, damn it! That's really unfortunate. I want to give them a Monument. I don't want to give them a Sculptor. So I guess it's gotta be Herald. Ugh. Alright, we're gonna sculpt last Herald now, I think. Am I not gonna get to play all my stuff here? Oh, okay, we did. Well, not exactly. I mean, we can sculpt silver. I was hoping to sculpt a monument, but I guess it's not to be. I want to return my other ambassador at this point. Alright, I should probably take a province. I don't think 1 monument's going to be enough, but we can potentially sculpt another one later. Man, giving my opponent another Herald feels so bad. I should have sculpted the Copper. Should have actually done it. Oh, they didn't hit province again. Okay, that's good. It's very good. Okay. I guess if we hit ambassador, we can ambassador, so Not so concerned. I do want to play my Monument, but it's probably more important that I take Herald. Okay. I think what we do now is we play Border Guard and we take a non-action into our hand. Well, okay. We're going to top deck a silver here or something. Not ideal. Not ideal. Alright, I think at this point we're still ambassadoring copper. Gonna sculpt. Monument. Play the Monument. Question is, are we going to sculpt? We could sculpt copper and return it. Or we could sculpt silver and just have like an extra villager to work with. I don't know how important that is. We could also enhance the ambassador, I guess, into like a scholar. I kind of like that. Although getting ahead on the province tempo might be more important. Only there was plus buy. If only. I think I want villager. Oh god. Okay. So this turn we are going to enhance ambassador into scholar. Maybe getting ahead on the province tempo is not the correct play there. Yeah, I was afraid of that top deck. I shouldn't have played that last Herald, I guess. I should have just not played the last Herald. I forget what the last card in my deck was, but it was... Yeah, that was a mistake. I could have just had the one on top instead of... We could also enhance into Duchy. I think I prefer Scholar, though. We've got two sculptors that can sculpt estates towards the end if we need that. All right, we know we're not going to be finding Ambassador here, so we can just lead on Herald. That was a pretty bad dud, and it was all my fault. Well, I mean, I would have had one bad card top decked anyway. But I could have had only one, so two. Obviously would have been better. I don't know why I did that. Okay, my opponent's not promising. That's good news. That is very good news. I'm surprised they didn't enhance silver. Oh no, they didn't have enough money. Okay, that was nice. That was very nice. Right. Do I have enough actions to justify a third monument? Well, it's probably better than the alternatives anyway. All right, now I think I want to play Border Guard. All right, so if we find, we might want to sculpt copper here, so if we find ambassador, and I guess we could return like a silver. That wouldn't be so bad. We should also play the monuments so that if we find scholar, in fact, oh, because I'd bought, yeah, it was. Oh, we can get rid of the estate. Okay, that's good. We could burn our villager to play yet another monument. I don't really want to sculpt silver again. Scholar's on top of our deck, which isn't necessarily ideal, but... Now, the question is, do I enhance silver to duchy rather than taking a province? Like, if I take a province here, my opponent is probably losing if they take a province. But my deck is better for the long game, right? So, like, there's an argument. Like, I've got all these monuments. I've got the sculptors. I think I am going to enhance. Come on, flag. If I just keep playing a bunch of monuments every turn, then should be in good shape. I can also enhance Sculptor into Province if I need to at some point. Okay, so they caught back up in terms of that particular back and forth. Actually, a little surprised they're giving me the estate back. Oh, wow. Not particularly close to... Yeah, and I have so many more heralds. It's going to be hard for them to play all those. Monuments like I can do. Herald? Border Guard. I think I prefer Herald. The chance to do something like that. Alright, so we can Scholar and get through all 7 of these cards. We know we have a couple Sculptors down there. We have another Monument. I really care about the Sculptors. Wait, did I say I could enhance Sculptor into Province? That's not true. My opponent enhanced their Horde, so they don't have any stuff that they can enhance into Province. I mean, if we play Monument right now, we have Province. We have a big lead. Yeah, I think I think we just do that and don't play the Scholar, because we can pretty easily province off of multiple sculptors just gaining silver. I am surprised at how this game has turned out. I thought I was pretty behind, but my opponent's ability to hit province was not as strong as I had thought it was going to be. It is too bad I don't still have any villagers. Spent my villager to do something. Yeah, I know I have a sculptor down here, so I'm guaranteed to be able to hit province this turn. And my opponent is now so far behind that I think that's just locking it in. I don't know if they take province here or not, but yeah, okay. That should be game. And we can take sculptor, we can take silver. Let's just take silver, that's easier. Nice. Making the run back. And I get to go first. Okay, tomb, huh? Uh-huh. So this looks like I want to open with Steward. I don't really see a good borrow opportunity here. I could go Ghost Town and guarantee that I see my Steward. I want to borrow for Artisan or Expand, I guess. Artisan actually, wait, Artisan doesn't even look that good. Expand is where it's at. But yeah, let's, we could take Ratcatcher, but Steward will do the job. Let's get Ghost Town. Well, that's not ideal. I might actually buy Expand here, or borrow for Expand, whatever, over trashing, just because I think it's good enough that that'll be worth doing. We'll see what, I mean, yeah, I guess no matter what I draw, I think that's going to make sense. There's not like exciting stuff to expand into, unfortunately, but like with Tomb on the board, I still think it's what we want to be doing. All right, now do we get supplies or do we get Ratcatcher? I think we get supplies. Well, this is unfortunate. Actually, really unfortunate. Collision. Steward isn't really doing anything this turn, so we can expand the Steward, we can expand the Ghost Town, and then we can rebuy. I guess if we're going to expand one of them, it's probably better to expand Steward. Do we just take gold? Do we take Artisan? Is Artisan any good? I just don't know. The targets are so weak. I think we just take gold. And we definitely need to get another Steward here. Unless I can afford another expand, I guess, but don't want to not be trashing with Steward. Just sort of how it's worked out so far. If I can get a second expand, I'll be pretty fine with that. And I cannot, and that's fine. We'll get a steward. So now the question is, do I want to take another steward or another ghost town? Possibly another supplies. I think I want a second ghost town. Even though I don't have enough terminals for it to matter, but... Well, I hope I draw one of them. Sure do hope I draw one of them. Yeah, expanding estate is so underwhelming on this board. It's very frustrating. Yeah. Can't do much better than that. If I see Steward and not expand, I'm probably playing Steward for cards. Yeah, borrowing is not... Borrowing for Artisan doesn't really seem great. Nomad Camp. Okay, well, I guess I'm taking another... Damn it, now I have a... This is terrible. Alright, whatever. I'm gonna buy another expand. I know that these two are gonna collide. What am I gonna do? Nothing. That's what. I can play the horse and probably at least decollide them with the other expand that I just bought, so I'll probably do that. I'll expand the steward again. I don't know. It's very annoying, all of this. It's taking a lot of the ghost towns. So we could expand steward or gold and then buy a ghost town or a steward. We have a ghost town. Might as well buy another steward. Man, this is frustrating. Blech. Maybe I was not meant to take expand that first shuffle, but what were the odds that it was going to collide every time? Not that high, surely. I can get another freaking expand. Maybe I should get an in, though. Okay. So expand into another ghost town. Probably don't even want to play this in. Well, we want to play it if we want to play all three of these. Maybe I shouldn't have played the horse. You're just drawing with the steward. Gah! Alright, at least one of these is becoming a ghost town. Might just take 3 ghost towns, honestly. I'll not play the 4th one. Files are already pretty low, despite the lack of plus buy. And I want another steward. Maybe I should have expanded another conference of another estate, because expanding estate to inn does mean A, that I get an inn, and B, I can turn it into a province later. I mean, I do have 2 golds that I can expand into province. Of course, I can just use those to buy province. Yeah, if I just don't collide the steward and expand that first time, this whole situation would look so much better for me. Huh. I think you would want to set the inn aside, but maybe you're planning to set something else aside. Yeah, that would be what I'm looking at right now. Okay, I have my inn, so that should help. Hopefully I can out-trash my opponent going forward and catch up on points that way. I do have a nomad camp. I don't know how big of a difference that's going to make. Yeah, Golden Province. I guess Golden Province, then rebuy the gold, is more points than just buying Province on this board. So I can see where that looks appealing. I do look pretty toast here. That just those early shuffles, so frustrating. And we got absolutely nothing going here. That's great. All right. Well, we might actually want to take a nomad camp. Oh man, this is so bad. I guess I could also borrow for an inn, but that looks pretty dubious. I am going to have 2 ghost towns coming in, so I can play all of my terminals if I find them. I think I'm just going to take a steward, even though it's a pretty weak play. Nothing else really looks good. Yeah, this is... I don't think it's going to be possible for me to come back at this point. I'm hoping I'm wrong, but like my opponent's deck is too reliable. I mean, they are going to be adding provinces, and that is going to slow them down, but I don't know if that's going to slow them down enough. Yeah, I mean, I'm still wondering, you know, maybe what I should have done, like I said, was not take the expand and just trashed and bought like another steward or a ghost town or something, and then buy the expand later. I mean, that certainly worked out for my opponent, though I don't know that they had the ability to buy expand anyway. But colliding it the first 2 times makes it look a lot worse than if it hadn't. That's for sure. So they could actually just buy another province and then take his supplies anyway. That's what I would do were I my opponent. Expand province into province and mill. That looks better than... Yeah, I am probably just well and truly hosed. Do I have to not take province here? Does that even make sense? Can't see how it does. I mean, I really need my opponent to dud, which they won't. They didn't quite set this up to be a golden deck, but they could have, potentially. I could, like, see... Well, they didn't play expand. Okay. There was a world where I drew, like, double expand in Steward, and I like trashed into 2 provinces and blah blah blah. As it is, I guess we gotta go with double duchy here, which is pretty freaking uninspiring, but like if they, because they were only up by 16 points, and if I had seen both of my expands trash those, no, I still would have lost by on the tie. Never mind. Right. Well. Would have gained 12 points from the provinces, 2 from the expands, and 2 from the steward if I had somehow managed to get all of that together. Yeah. I just needed to either not be greedy or be rewarded for rather than punished for my greed. I'm I'm not at all convinced that what I did was wrong. It sure didn't work out. But yeah, I mean, you can see, like, I still had 5 coppers at the end. Like, that's pretty bad. Like, your opening steward, like, you're not supposed to have 5 coppers at the end, obviously. But second expand may have also been too greedy. I mean, at the time that I got it, I already knew that I was colliding the steward and the expand that I already had. I don't know. Yeah, I'm not sure. I certainly see the case. I mean, the other thing was that I had no estates in my hand. I had steward and 5 coppers. Next hand was going to be 3 estates and 2 coppers, and I did end up buying the supplies anyway. But the point is, like, if I trash there, I guess I probably buy. If I buy Ghost Town, then the estates miss the shuffle, which makes it harder for the steward to trash them. I have 3 coins after trashing, so yeah, I don't know. It's just awkward. It's just awkward. Like, it gets really hard for me to get expand anytime soon. Maybe that wasn't important. It seemed like it was important, but maybe not. So going back to the standings, I end up with 15.5 wins. So I cannot catch Sir Lucasen. I could end up ahead of Jerry Dot if they underperform in their final match, which is against Heth. That doesn't look particularly likely. So most likely I'm going to be staying in D for another season. Pretty close call. I mean, I would not remotely claim that I deserve a promotion with 15.5 and 14.5. Like, I needed to play better. But, well, that's what we'll try to do next season. So, in the meantime, thanks for watching, and I will be back before too long with more Renaissance mix games. So, until then.